Ladies and gentlemen, the Gabe Sayers Believer is back. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I've been just in the middle of doing a bunch of college stuff. College has been kind of kicking my ass lately. I am in the final semester of my senior year, so, time to lock in, time to find a big boy job, all those kind of fun things. But hey, listen, if this wants to pop off, I am more than happy to be a YouTuber for the rest of my life and say fuck this college degree. So hey, listen, we all got work to do. So ladies and gentlemen, today we are back for another forgotten running backs video. Why? Because I had a dream about a forgotten running back, and that forgotten running back will be in this list. Running backs kind of get churned through very often in the NFL, so seeing a lot of rotating backs is really easy. But some of the running backs on this list did really make a significant impact and even rushed over 1,000 yards, but I still feel like they are forgotten from like that mid 2010s era, and I thought that some of them had really good primes, so I'm really happy to highlight them. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you drop a sub, make sure you drop a like. Guys, we are like 200 subscribers away from 1,000. We are on the big grind, big push to 1,000 subscribers, so I appreciate you guys so much, and let's jump right into the forgotten NFL running backs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first on our list is Lendale White. Lendale White was a bruiser power back who really made a name for himself at the collegiate and NFL level. Known for that powerful running style, which was a key of that USC's dominant offense in the mid-2000s. And he actually later played in the NFL, most notably for the Tennessee Titans. And, career had like huge high moments, but unfortunately, definitely shortened by injuries and some off-the-field struggles, we'll just say. Lendale went to college from 2003 to 2005 at USC, and he was actually one of the nicer backfield tandems in college football with Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush knows the speedster highlight play, and then, he had White as the power back. As a freshman in 2003, White really contributed to the offense by rushing for 754 yards and 13 touchdowns. In his sophomore season in 2004, he actually got 1,100 yards and 15 touchdowns, helping USC secure the BCS National Championship. Now, White's best season came in 2005, where he rushed for 1,300 yards and a crazy 24 touchdowns. Lendale was an absolute dog. Him and Bush really had that crazy combo, and they made a crazy 2006 Rose Bowl. And even though, Lendale had a fantastic performance of 125 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns, unfortunately, USC did fall to Texas. But, that game's often considered one of the best in college football history. After his junior season, White ended up declaring for the 2006 NFL Draft and finished up his USC career with 3,100 rushing yards and 52 touchdowns, then a school record. So now in the NFL, Lendale was selected in the second round, 45th overall, the 2006 draft by the Tennessee Titans, and initially served as a backup to Travis Henry in his rookie season. And Lendale saw limited action, but definitely flashed some potential. In 2007, White became the Titans' lead running back and had a really solid breakout season. Rushed for 1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns, and his physical downhill running style really made him effective in that kind of short yardage situation, and he really proved that he could be a good workhorse back. The arrival of Chris Johnson in the 2008 NFL Draft changed White's role in the NFL offense, and with CJ2K's elite speed and big playability, and it made him the featured back, while White transitioned to more of a complementary role, used in the goal line, short yardage, fullback kind of thing. But despite fewer carries, he still managed 773 rushing yards and impressive 15 touchdowns in 2008, helping the Titans with a league best 13-3 record. But 2009, his role continued to diminish as CJ2K had his historic 2,000-yard season, and White only finished the season with 222 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, and it became clear that he just wasn't really a big part of the Tennessee's offensive plans. I think he should have been, to be honest, because, just look at what he did with Reggie Bush, but whatever. In the 2010 offseasons, the Titans actually traded him to the Seahawks, where he reunited with his USC coach Pete Carroll. However, he was released before the season started, reportedly due to concerns about his conditioning and work ethic. This was the modern-day burger-eating Eddie Lacy before Eddie Lacy. White ran so Eddie Lacy could walk. Wait, sorry, close enough. Y'all get the point. The dude is fat like Eddie Lacy. Later that year, he would end up signing with the Broncos, but suffered a torn Achilles tendon in the preseason, which sidelined him for the entire 2010 season, and then he got released by the Broncos in 2011 and never touched another NFL game. After his NFL career ended, he struggled with weight gain, depression, substance abuse issues, but he's starting to open up about his personal struggles and has worked on turning his life around. And he's also been involved in some sports media, making occasional appearances on podcasts and sports shows, talking about his career and football in general. Lendale White's career is a story of potential and missed opportunities at USC. He was such a dominant force in one of the greatest college football teams of all time. And in the NFL, he truly did show those flashes of brilliance, but, ultimately wasn't able to sustain long-term success with injuries, weight issues, issues and off-the-field challenges. Despite these setbacks, White is still an absolutely loved figure among USC fans and is remembered for his crazy contributions to the Trojans' golden era. Now, I think Lendale White was an absolute dog. I love the great power-style running back, but he might have just been a little bit after his time, unfortunately. But he was certainly before his time when it comes to fat running backs having weight issues. Now, next is the man that was in my dreams, one of my favorite running backs of all time, even though he never played for my favorite team, the Redskins. I'm going to be talking about Darren McFadden. And Darren McFadden was a dynamic running back who had a crazy blend of speed, power, versatility, and honestly made him one of the more electrifying college football players of his era. He had a legendary career at the University of Arkansas, and McFadden entered the NFL with super high expectations, but unfortunately injuries and inconsistent team play throughout his career kind of fucked his shit up. Despite his challenges, though, he carved out a very respectable NFL tenure, and particularly during the late career resurgence that he had with the Cowboys, which I actually specifically called, but I'll get into that story when we get there. Talking about the time in Arkansas from 2005 to 2007, he arrived there in 2005 as a highly touted recruit, and truly made an impact, rushing for 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns his freshman year. His sophomore year in 2006 was actually one for the ages. He ran for 1,600 yards and 14 touchdowns, leading Arkansas to a 10-4 record in an SEC championship game appearance. He showcased his versatility by taking direct snaps in the Wildcat formation and throwing for touchdowns and even catching passes. He finished second in the Heisman Trophy voting that season behind Iowa State quarterback Troy Smith. Man, y'all remember Troy Smith? McFadden followed it up with an even more dominant junior season, rushing for now 1,800 yards and 16 touchdowns, and again finished second in the Heisman voting, this time losing to Tim Tebow. But he did set an Arkansas single-game rushing record with 321 yards against South Carolina. Following his junior year, McFadden declared for the 2008 NFL Draft as one of the most highly regarded running back prospects in years. With the 4th overall pick in the 2008 Draft, Darren McFadden was selected by the Oakland Raiders. R.I.P. this bro's career after that one, but he was expected to be the next great franchise running back for them. And his rookie season certainly showed flashes of promise, including a $164 performance against the Chiefs. But injuries limited him to only 500 yards in 13 games. His second season in 2009 was also fucked up by injuries, and he struggled to find consistency, rushing for just 357 yards and 1 touchdown in 12 games. However, he did break out in 2010 with a career best 1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns, while also adding 507 receiving yards and 3 more receiving touchdowns. Truly established himself as one of the league's most explosive backs and capable of breaking long runs at any moment. I love Darren McFadden because I loved using him in Madden. I liked using shitty teams in Madden, so I frequently used the Raiders. So I frequently used Darren McFadden because he's the only also good player, and he's super fun to use in Madden. And I actually dreamed about using him in Madden, and that's where I got the inspiration for this video. Unfortunately, injuries then became a theme for Darren McFadden. He was limited to just 7 games in 2011, despite his actually hot start, and he really could never regain his 2010 form in Oakland. He played in all 16 games in 2014, but only managed 530 rushing yards and a career-low 3.4 yards per carry. After 7 seasons with the Raiders, McFadden's tenure ended as he signed with the Dallas Cowboys in 2015. Now, I remember when the Cowboys were having running back issues. This was like when DeMarco Murray left for the Eagles. I was really wondering who the Cowboys were going to pick up running back wise, and I actually predicted that was going to be Darren McFadden because I thought this would be a great career resurgence for him. And so in 2015, the Cowboys somehow heard me, even though I'm not a Cowboys fan. Fuck the Cowboys. And after starting the season as a backup, he took over the Cowboys lead back and ran for nearly 1,100 yards, the second 1,000-yard season of his career. And his performance was particularly impressive given that the Cowboys struggled at the quarterback position after losing Romo to injury. However, the arrival of Ezekiel Elliott in 2016 significantly reduced McFadden's role, and then a broken elbow sidelined him for most of the season, and he played in just 3 games in 2017. And then McFadden only appeared in 1 game before being released in November. Shortly afterward, he would retire from the NFL. After the NFL, McFadden has largely stayed out of the public eye, focusing on family and personal business ventures. However, in 2019, he made headlines when he was arrested for a DWI incident, following an unfortunate postscript to an otherwise quiet post-NFL life. Darren McFadden's career is, people talk about the unrealized potential, the raw talent. Injuries happen, unfortunately. This guy was still a total dog, an absolutely explosive running back. I absolutely love this guy. Injuries suck and poor team situations suck, but this guy definitely could have been a star in a different world, and I definitely think that he's one of my favorite running backs to ever use in Madden, and he's one of the best running backs in all time for Arkansas College. Gentlemen, the main event, the final forgotten NFL running back. I'm talking about none other than CJ Anderson. CJ Anderson is he's just an underdog in the NFL, and he went from undrafted free agent to a Pro Bowl running back and even a Super Bowl champion. You know, known for a powerful running style, some clutch performances, and an ability to step into any big moment. CJ Anderson had a productive career, specifically with the Denver Broncos, and though his time in the league was relatively short, he left a lasting impact, especially with his key contributions to that Broncos Super Bowl 50 victory team. Now, CJ Anderson began his career at Laney College, a junior college in California, before transferring to the University of California, Cal, in 2011. He played behind E.C. Sofeli in his junior year, and Anderson had limited opportunities but still made the most of them, rushing for 345 yards and 8 touchdowns. As a senior in 2012, Anderson saw increased playing time and finished with 790 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Did average, though, 6.3 yards per carry, and despite his productivity, he went undrafted in the 2013 NFL draft, due to concerns about speed and lack of elite college production. Now, in the NFL, he played for the Broncos from 2013 to 2017, and he was signed there as a free agent in 2013. He made the roster but played sparingly as a rookie, appearing in only just 5 games and only recording 7 total carries. But his breakthrough came in 2014 when injuries to Monte Ball and Ronnie Hillman gave Anderson an opportunity, and he seized it, rushing for 849 yards and 8 touchdowns while also adding 324 receiving yards. His late season surge helped the Broncos secure a playoff berth, and he was named to the Pro Bowl. In 2015, Anderson played a critical role in the Broncos Super Bowl run, and even though he was splitting carries with Hillman, Anderson was a more than effective runner, especially down the stretch. In Super Bowl 50 against the Panthers, he scored the game-sealing touchdown in the fourth quarter, finishing with 90 yards and a score in Denver's 24-10 victory. Now, following the Super Bowl, Anderson was signed a 4-year deal to remain with the Broncos, but injuries, inconsistency, and other issues slowed down his production. He had his best statistical year in 2017, where he actually rushed for 1,007 yards, but the Broncos released him after the season as they were looking to move into a new direction. Now, he kind of became a little bit of a journeyman from 2018 to 2019 as he started the 2018 season with the Panthers as a backup to Christian McCaffrey, but was released mid-season. He signed with the Raiders, but never even played a game there before being cut. His career received an unexpected second wind when he actually signed with the Los Angeles Rams late in the 2018 season, filling in for an injured Todd Gurley, and Anderson actually made a really strong impact, rushing for 167, 132, and 123 yards in consecutive games. And he helped the Rams secure a first-round playoff bye, and his continued stellar play in the postseason, including rushing for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Cowboys in the divisional round, but then his role would diminish in the Super Bowl, and he was a key contributor to that Rams NFC Championship run. In 2019, Anderson would end up signing with the Lions, but released after only 2 games, and was unable to land another opportunity in the NFL, and retired in 2020. Now, after retiring, CJ Anderson transitioned into coaching, becoming a high school coach and later working in college football. That journey from undrafted free agent to Super Bowl hero is like an awesome story. He was a smaller guy, a great story of perseverance and just seizing those opportunities. And even though his career was short, man, he had some great moments and really stepped up big for teams when they needed him. And I think CJ Anderson is just criminally underrated. He was such a fun running back, such a clutch running back, and he was truly an underdog at every stage of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our Forgotten NFL Running Backs video. Just know that I will be back to uploading regularly, hopefully, as long as college goes solid, My professional wrestling company had a banger show. Check that out in the description. The company's YouTube, of course, And, make sure you follow me on Instagram right now. I'm on the road to 2,000 followers on Instagram, but we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers on the Gabe Sayers Believer account, so make sure you drop a sub, drop a like, drop a comment. Y'all just let me know what you want to see, and I will absolutely get it done for you guys. Thank you guys again. You guys are the best, awesome, most cool people ever. I am Gabe Sayers from the Gabe Sayers Believer. Please make sure that you smoke crack, eat drywall, and I will see you guys again very, very soon.